I wanted to create a video about a video that I did. It was in 2011, so 11 years ago, or 10 years ago. No, 11 years ago. 11 years ago, I created this video, which was when I was doing all the law of attraction stuff, and I was really deep into the law of attraction. And I was doing all the clearing statements, and I was doing everything I thought I was supposed to do, and nothing was coming. And I had the biggest rant. It was probably, I think, my most successful video, and the one that I just put everything into it. And it was basically called, "If I'm so infinite, where the fuck is all my stuff?" And I don't know, I just feel like I want to put it out there again. So this is that video. I hope you enjoy it in 2022. A long time since I created it. Here it is.
Another day in the life of me, and it is another day that is part of my receiving journey. This receiving journey has been so interesting, so interesting. I have recorded so many videos, and I think I've put maybe three up, and that's it, which is fascinating for me to see the unfolding of this. And here's where I'm at right now. I've posted a post on Facebook that essentially says, what the fuck? It's Christmas Day, and my question for today is, if I am this all infinite potential creative being that I apparently am, then where the fuck is all my stuff? And I'm sitting here in a house that I don't own, that I'm not renting. I am staying here with a friend who very kindly took me in. I'm staying here with my dogs. I don't have a car. I don't have any stuff because I've given it all away. I don't have any money because I don't have a job to make any money. And I don't have any other sources for income coming in. And of course, I don't really have that many people around me, so I didn't get any Christmas presents, and I didn't get any Christmas cards. And I think I've received 3 phone calls today. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, you know what? When I was apparently unconscious and apparently unhappy, I had stuff. I had my car, which I loved. It was the best car. I had my stuff. I had my own bed. I had... Do you mind? I had stuff. You know what I mean by stuff. I had my car, I had my TV, I had my stereo, I had clothes. I had a wardrobe filled with clothes. Christmas Day came, I had Christmas presents, I had people to spend the day with, I had places to go in the afternoon and night when the family stuff had been done. And I'm kind of sitting here looking at it going, okay, am I happier now being on my own than I was back then when I was unconscious and surrounded by all of this stuff? And okay, I have to be honest, yes, I am. Even though I'm sitting here in a room filled with nothing and no one except myself and my dogs. Yeah, absolutely. I am so much happier with myself than I have ever been before. And yet, I am sitting here questioning the whole spiritual journey and the whole thing that everyone is crapping on about being part of, you're unlimited. And unconditional love, and I've been really pushing some boundaries this week within people because I'm asking the questions, and I'm sitting here going, hang on a minute. Everything we know about the universe, if you say I don't want, well, guess what you're going to get? Exactly what you said. Because the universe doesn't hear the want, it feels the energy going out. And here's my question. If we're saying unconditional love, well, doesn't that mean the universe isn't hearing the un and it's hearing the conditional? And what we're really saying is we want conditional love? And unlimited, what is that? It's like, hello, the universe doesn't hear the word un in the same way it doesn't hear the word don't, and it doesn't, it's so... I love that these two are going bananas during this video. It is so contradictory in so many ways that we can say unconditional love and we're unlimited, and yet we can't say I don't want this, because if you say I don't want this, you're pushing against it. Well, if you say I want unconditional love, aren't you pushing against conditional love? If you say I want to be unlimited, aren't you pushing against being limited? Call me strange, but this is kind of how I'm interpreting this. And the other thing that just is so fucking me off right now is all the people that keep saying everything's happening and it's perfect. And it's like, really? Are you sure about that? I know someone who has been sleeping in their car and they're kind of struggling with the whole concept of this is perfect. You asked for this. And they're sitting there going, yeah, pretty sure I didn't ask for this. So sure I did not ask for this experience. And I'm sitting here thinking exactly the same thing. I'm sitting here going, yeah, you know what? I'm pretty darn sure I didn't ask for this experience. And yes, okay, the law of attraction people can come and say, oh yes, but you'll get it in the way that you don't expect it to be. I know all of the terminology. I know all of the understanding. And I'm sitting here going, you know what? I've done it all. I've done all the positive thinking. I've done all the connecting. I have people saying to me, how is it you are so connected and yet you have so little money? And it's like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of the question I'm asking myself too. Because I am so connected. I am absolutely connected in infinite ways. I sit and I tap into the infinite creativeness within me. I sit and I feel the energy of that infinite creativity within me. And yet here I am sitting in four walls in a place that it's fantastic, but it's not really what I want. This isn't what I wanted for me. This isn't how I envisaged Christmas. You know, I didn't envisage spending my 36th birthday in a house on my own, crying because no one had bought me a fucking birthday present. Seriously, this is not what I've been sitting here asking for. And yes, I know people will say, well, you know, your unconscious thoughts, you've been creating this situation. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Get fucked. In so many ways, go and get fucked. You know, you can sit there and say that. Yeah, okay, my thoughts have been negative. Well, you know what? They haven't. They haven't. I'm so connected and I'm constantly chatting. And the thing is, maybe for 5% of the day, I sit and I look and I go, okay, this is my reality. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to feel like shit about this. Okay. But for 95% of the day, I'm actually really okay with where I've been and with what I've been experiencing. And I know that we attract based on the vibrational offering that we have that is predominant. And my predominant energy and my predominant vibration is aligned completely. And I know this. I had even someone today say to me, are you, and I'm rephrasing, are you deluding yourself? Really? You are where you are and you have practically nothing. How can you sit here and say that you're happy Are you trying to convince me that you're happy, or are you trying to convince you that you're happy? You're miserable. And I said to her, no, I'm not. I've been miserable. I've been manic depressive. I've been in the place where I wake up in the morning and I feel like hell inside. I spend the whole day in hell and then I go to bed in hell. I said, I have been there. This is not there. And my situation around me was much better financially then than it is right now. I am absolutely in a place of, what's the best word? Acceptance and allowing of where I am, and moments of appreciation. And here's the moment that I have been having today, which, you know, even though I said it in the beginning, don't tell me it's perfect. There is such a strong part of me that knows that this is part of the process. This is part of my process. This is part of this is part of my expansion. This is what I need to do to expand. For whatever reason, this is what I need to do to expand. And here's the thing that's really getting me, that just really gets up my nose, is that there are people saying how it's this whole duality thing. People saying you've got to get rid of your ego, you have to get rid of your ego, you have to release your ego, you have to let your ego go, you have to allow it to go. Well, guess what? We have a fucking ego. We're human. And then they sit there and they go, yes, but we're part of this infinite beingness, or we're part of the universe, we're part of Source, and the Source doesn't have an ego. The Source doesn't believe in judgment. The Source doesn't believe in any of this stuff. And you're absolutely right. Source, creation, universe, God, whatever the fuck you want to call it. No, it doesn't have any of that. But guess what? We fucking do. We're human. We're in a human body. We're having a human experience. We are physical beings. And guess what? We have this stuff inside us. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say to me, you have to let it all go. It's like, well, you know what? I've been letting this shit go for 7 fucking years and it's still here and it's not going anywhere. Why isn't it going anywhere? Because it is not meant to go anywhere. It is meant to be here. We're human. If we were meant to be infinite beings, what the fuck are we doing here in a human body? If you want to be an infinite being, go and throw yourself off a bridge and go back to where you came from. And I've said this 3 times over the last 2 days. I am so tired of people saying that we are meant to be infinite beings, or we are meant to be a universal self. We are meant to be Source having a human experience. We're not a human, we're having a human experience. Well, go fuck yourself. Because guess what? We are having a human experience, and guess what that makes us? It makes us human. And yes, we are connected to the infinite part of ourselves, but that's not who we are. That's not where we are. We're not there, we're here. If you want to believe that we're there, then go back there. But we're not. We're here. So get on board. We're human. Stop fucking around saying giving it up and giving it up and giving it up and giving it up. It's like, you know what? I've been giving it up for 7 years and I'm in a worse situation now than I was before I became conscious. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm sitting here going, you know what? I have been being for so long. There's only so much time that I can be in this space, and I can my ass to infinity. But guess what? I'm still human. And guess what else? Money is the fundamental aspect of our existence in this lifetime. We're here, we're human, and we require money. Because, and yes, okay, you know what, there are stories about people out there that you know, they don't have money. There's one on, I don't know, there's one on TV tonight, an old fella. Looks like he's about 100, he's probably about 50. He walks the street and he's got his backpack and he lives in the bush and he eats off the floor in the, you know, forest, and he eats berries and leaves and, you know, forages, and he hasn't had money for 25 years. And apparently this guy is the happiest guy in the world. And then he smiled at the camera and he had one tooth. One tooth. That is all that he had. And I'm looking at that going, really? Really? This is the example of a guy that is happy living a connected life, that is apparently more enlightened than any of us. He's a guy that is eating berries off the ground and he has one tooth. Really? If this is the human experience that I've come to have, go fuck off. I am not having this as my human experience. And then I see people traveling around and, you know, here's me. I'm sitting in my judgment, and guess what? I'm human. I judge. Get over it. Deal with it. If you don't like it, don't watch my videos. Here's the thing. There are people out there that are traveling around. They've given everything up, and this is what I thought I was going to be doing. They're traveling around. They've given everything up. They have absolutely nothing. They have absolutely no money, and they are relying on the kindness of other people to provide them with what they have. And I thought that was something that I was also going to be doing. Until I looked at it and I went, yeah, you know what? I really don't want to do it like that. I don't want to travel around and sleep on other people's couches. And I don't want to, on the odd occasion, sleep in my car. And I don't want to have the experience where there are going to be some days where I go 3 or 4 days without a shower because I don't have access to one. I don't want to do it that way. It's like, come on, if I'm an infinite fucking being, why do I have to give everything up? And why do I have to do it living on somebody else's fucking couch? Come on, seriously, is this really what this is about? If this is what this is about, I ain't doing this shit anymore. There's just no way I am doing this like that. If I'm going to do this, if my thing is that I am meant to take my message around and I am meant to randomly interact with random people in random ways in random spaces on a random day, then guess what I'm going to be doing it in? 5-star fucking style. I am not going around with my ass along the ground struggling every single step of the way. It's not happening. It's not. I will refuse to do it before I do it like that. And you can sit here and say, oh, well, now you're creating it. Law of attraction. Now you're creating it. You put the energy out there. You're putting it out there with anger. You're in a disempowered place. And it's like, you know what? I'm not in a fucking disempowered place at all. If anything, because I've moved up the vibrational scale, and you could probably say that I'm in anger, I am in a more empowered place than I was when I was sitting in disempowerment going, what the fuck am I doing? Can I just hurl myself off a bridge? Because that would be so much easier than living this human shit experience that I am in right now. What the fuck? How is that okay? How is it okay to sit here and say, you're an infinite being. Connect to the infiniteness within you. Stay connected and everything will be perfect. Everything is happening in perfect alignment with you. How is that better than me sitting here going, what the fuck is wrong with my life? And being in the anger and going, what the fuck is wrong with my life? How did this happen? How is this okay? And how is this me being an infinite being? Really? This is me being infinite? If this is a representation of infinity, I don't want it. There's a woman, there's this big article going around. Everyone thinks she's fantastic. Some woman, I don't know, Sweden, Stockholm, I don't know where she is. She's like, she hasn't had money for 15 years and everybody thinks she's fantastic. But guess what? She lives in other people's houses and she cleans their toilets and she washes their dishes so they will house her and feed her. The clothes, she hasn't bought new clothes for years because guess what? She swaps clothes. Well, what do you fucking do for her? I don't want to be that human. I don't want to be this human that lives with nothing. I didn't come to this earth to have this fucked up human experience where I have nothing. Seriously. It's Christmas fucking day and I did not get one single present. You cannot tell me this is a human experience that I am meant to be having. Go fuck off. And if you're sitting there going, oh yes it is, I'm going to sit here and say, go fuck yourself. Because this is not the human experience that this is about me, that I want to have. I don't want to live in this way. I don't want to live this shit fucked up existence that everybody seems to think is okay with living. It's not. I don't want to be the person that is sleeping on somebody's couch because I don't have anywhere to live. That's not living. You know, it's this bullshit of sacrificing ourselves for what? For the goodness of connecting? If we are so part of an infinite potential, and that infinite potential is so part of us, which, by the way, I still agree with. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I still agree that I am infinite because I'm feeling it right now, and I'm feeling the experience, and I'm feeling the energy, and I get that they're there. But this is the thing. I don't think we're doing it the way we're meant to be doing it. For some bizarre reason, we think we have to give everything up. We have to give up our personalities. We have to give up our ego. We have to give up our emotions. We have to give up our sex life. We have to give up our relationships. We have to give up our families. We have to give up our material desires. We have to give everything up to reach this spiritual enlightenment. And look who the examples are. Fucking Buddha, the Dalai Lama, Jesus. Come on, they all sacrificed themselves for the people. Well, guess what? I don't want to sacrifice myself anymore. I don't want to sacrifice myself for the people. Fuck off. I'm so tired of sacrificing myself for the people. And, you know, that woman today, she said to me, so if you were to do this work, how much would you charge me? And I said, well, God, I don't know. I said, well, let me have a look at what it is. And I went, well, shit, it wouldn't take me that long. Why don't I just do it now? And she said, Kaylee, I am asking you how much you want to charge me for a service that I'm asking you to give to me, and you're sitting here telling me that you will do it for free? Really? I'm offering you money. I'm sitting here with money in my hand ready to give it to you, and you are telling me that you will do it for free? Really? And I looked at that and I went, oh, fuck. I would rather do the service for free than I would take money. Why? Because I would rather sacrifice myself for another person than I would have someone else give to me. That, for me, is what is creating all of this bullshit. I keep being willing to sacrifice myself. I keep having people say to me, what are you doing? Why are you giving these videos that you're creating on your show away for free? They're 1 hour videos. You're having conversations with amazing people. Why are you giving it all away for free? Why aren't you charging? Well, guess what? Because there's a part of me that goes, if I give it away for free, the universe will take care of it. The universe will send me money. It always does. Every time. The universe is going to provide in every way possible because it always does. Every time. And where's my money? And I'm sitting here on Christmas Day after just having my birthday going, well, fuck off. Where's my stuff? Universe, if you're providing for me and I'm giving it up and giving it up and giving it up and giving it up and giving it up, which I am constantly, where's all my fucking stuff? And here's what I got this morning in a call that I had with someone. When she's going through something very similar, and she said to me, what's the deal? What's going on? What are you hearing? And I said, well, here's what I'm hearing. We are being so much. We are in our beingness so much. We're spending so much time being and being and being and being and being that we're not doing. We're being. We're not doing. We're being human. We're not doing the human. That's it. We're not doing the human experience. We're being the human experience. We sit and we go, Om, Om Namaste, bless you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're being it. We are it. What are we being? We're already human. What more is there to be? We are already human. We have done the legwork. We have the awareness. We have the understanding. We have the acknowledgement. We know everything there is we need to know about being human and being connected to our universal self. But guess what? We're not doing. We're not doing. We're being, and we're sitting, and we're going, I'm going to be, I'm going to be, let me be. And then we're following the flow, wherever that beingness takes us. But guess what? For most of us, we're being in the nothingness of nothing. There's nothing around, and we're being in the void of nothing because we're not doing anything. And when you don't do anything, there's nothing around you. If all you're doing is being in the nothingness because you want to get rid of your ego so you don't have an ego anymore, and you want to get rid of all those emotions so you don't have any emotions anymore, and you don't want to be really in this human experience, because if you wanted to be in this human experience, well, you would be having a human experience, but you don't, so you're not. You want to be up in the light. You want to be where the energy is amazing. Abraham says it frequently. If you knew what we knew about where you were going to go after this life, oh my God, you would know that this is not even necessary. And you know that's such a risky thing to say, because if there is so much better than here, then what the fuck are we still doing here? Why don't we just go back there? Who knows if we have to come back and do it again? And because some people would say, and I would say, and I often say, because otherwise I'm just going to have to come back and do it again. I may as well get it in this life so I don't have to come back for another one. But here's the thing. Who knows whether we actually have to come back? What if we don't? What if we went and we didn't have to come back and we didn't have to do it again and we got to go and be in that infinite potential of light? Why don't we just all do that? Why don't we just, as a whole entire humanity, have a massive, let's go back to the light celebration? But we don't. Why don't we? Because we're here and we want to have this tangible human physical experience. But here's the thing that I'm getting so strongly, is that part of being in this human tangible physical experience is the doing. We have to do this experience. It's a balance. It's an equal balance. It's doing the experience while being the experience. What I'm seeing at the moment, in my judgment hat, being the human that I am seeing a world of people that are being and that are broke. And I'm seeing a world of people that are doing and that are rich. But here's the thing. The being people that are broke are broke. And I look at them and I think, well, dude, you're being, that's great. But you have no money. And you have no house. And really, you're not completely evolved because, well, let's face it, having money and having a house is part of the human experience. Having a roof over your head so you don't get your ass wet when it pisses down with rain is part of the human experience. And we're here having a human experience and you don't have any of that. So tell me again, why would I listen to you? So then I go over to this hand and I go to the doing people and I see all the people that are doing and that are doing and that are doing and that are doing. And I see that lots of them have lots of money. And they're saying, you do it my way and it'll work for you. And I look at it and I've done it their way for quite some time and it hasn't worked for me. But then I also look at them and I think, wow, okay. You're you're in your doing, but you're not being. Where's your beingness? Where's your connection? Do you channel? And I've asked some of them, do you channel? Are you conscious? Do you talk to your connected self? Do you talk to your higher self? Do you even believe in a higher self? And I am yet to meet someone who has money, who is in the doing place, that is actually actively, consciously connected. And as actively and consciously connected as I am. I am yet to meet someone that is in the doing place. There are so many of us amazing connected people, and we're all in the being. And it's beautiful. And yes, you know what? We are actually on a whole relatively happy with where we are. We're actually really happy being where we are. But there is this one aspect of money that across the board, all the people that I am seeing are struggling with this aspect of money. And we're struggling with this aspect of money because guess what? We're human fucking beings. And guess what comes with being human in this lifetime? Money. Money. If we were in the caveman Okay, if we were cavemen, I would say, you know what? Don't worry about money. You need to figure out how to go out and kill an animal so you can give it to the guy next door, because the guy next door has something that we want and he can't go out and kill an animal. So how about you go out and kill the animal, bring it back, and then we can get what we want. And it's been more a barter system. And that happened for centuries. It was a barter system. But guess what? We're not back in that fucking time anymore. We're not back in the time of bartering and giving corn for grains or giving fruit for bread or whatever. We're not there. We're here right now, in this moment. In this lifetime, we are here. In this lifetime. This physical body, this physical body, in this moment, in this lifetime. We are not in any other lifetime. We're not in a bartering fucking lifetime. We are in a money-based lifetime. And I get that there are people out there that are bartering, but guess what? I don't want to barter my fucking clothes. I don't want to go and take my clothes and go and give my clothes to somebody else who is giving me their dirty old clothes. I don't care if they've put them in the machine, they've been used. I don't want used clothes. I'm a second child. I was brought up with used fucking clothes. I don't want used clothes. I want to be able to walk into a shopping centre, and I want to be able to walk into a shopping centre with a credit card or a Visa debit card or cash. I want to be able to walk in and I want to be able to hand the money over and go, here you go. I want that really, 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 really pretty pair of shoes because they look really, 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 really nice on my feet. And you know what? Here's the money. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to be able to say thank you for that. That's what I want to say thank you for. I don't want to be sleeping on a couch in somebody's house that I don't know and that I've never met and be sitting there going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Praying that someday, one day, the money appears and I don't have to do this anymore. I'm tired of being this human. I am so over it. I've been doing this for such a long time. And you know what? The doing people, you're not working for me. You're not. I don't care. I don't care how many different ways you tell me I have to do what you do. It's not working for me. Mainly because you're not connected. Get connected. Come over. Come over. Keep your doing. Come over. Come over and be. Come and be for a while. You've got all the money in the world. Come and be. Come and sit and be. It's amazing. It's an amazing, 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 amazing place. Come and be over here. And do at the same time. And for all of us over here in being, guess what? We are to start doing. And you know what? The new question is, what can I do to be more of me? Doesn't that make sense? It totally makes sense to me. What can I do to be more of me? What does that mean to me? Well, being more of me is being able to walk into a shopping centre and buying a really pretty pink pair of shoes for my little cute feet. Well, actually, they're not so little, but my cute feet. I want to be able to go and buy a new pair of shoes. The shoes I've had for such a long time. I want a new pair of shoes. And you know what? Sitting here and being, and I have been being for 7 fucking years. Well, guess what? In 7 years, I haven't bought a new pair of shoes. Actually, no, I take that back. I have bought 1 pair of shoes. And they were sneakers. They're not pretty pink shoes. They're practical shoes. I don't want practical shoes. I want pretty pink shoes that when I wear them, I can only wear them for about 20 minutes until they start to kill my feet. And I want those pretty pink shoes to go with a pretty pink dress. And I want that pretty pink dress to go with a pretty pink bag. And then I want the bag to go with a necklace and a pair of earrings and maybe a bracelet and then maybe a ring. And then maybe along with that, I'm going to have a hat. And then maybe along with that, I'm going to have somewhere to go. And then maybe along with that, I'm going to have someone to go with. And it's none of this is happening while I'm sitting and being in my infiniteness. It's just not fucking happening. I don't care how many people jump up and down and tell me, but you have to keep being. It's like, you know what? There's only so long I can be. There's nothing happening. I feel like I am being like, what was someone said to me today, Jesus and Buddha, you know, they did the 40-day, 40-night. They went and they sat in the cave and they sat and they beed. And I mean, you know what? I feel like I've been doing that for such a long time. I've been doing that for so much longer than 40 days and 40 nights. I have been being the fuck out of myself for such a long time. And I said to someone today, I have been being for so long, I think I'm a bee and I could probably make my own fucking honey. That's how long I have been me, in beingness. And it's like, oh, come on. I'm tired of being. I'm so tired of being. It's exhausting. It's exhausting being. And you know what? I have a feeling that there's a part of me that is craving doing. I want to do something. I'm so bored. I am so bored. Do you have any idea how bored I am? It's like, seriously, I have been for such a long time. I've beat myself to boredom. When do I get to start doing stuff? When do I get to go out and start traveling because I have the money? When do I get to do something that actually starts to bring that money into me? When do I get to do stuff? Because, you know, I look and I go, fuck, I don't really do anything. I really don't. All I do is sit and I make videos and I chat to people on Skype and I sit on Facebook. That's all I do. This is me being. You know, that's pretty much the extent of what I do. When do I get to do other stuff? When do I get to travel? When do I get to meet random people in person? When do I get to actually tangibly touch a person, another human being? When do I get to touch another human being? I am so tired of talking to people in a computer. When do I get to go and meet my Facebook friends that are on the other side of the world that are so amazing? When do I get to go and do that? Because I am over being. And there's a kid outside. I'm pretty darn fucking sure that kid's probably sick of being as well, because it is screaming his head off. And you know why he's screaming his head off? Because he was outside doing something. He was having a great time, and his parents are dragging him back inside, going, no, you need to sit down and be quiet. You need to sit down and be. Be good. Be something else. Don't do, because doing, this just in, when you do something, you tend to make a bit of noise. So instead, come in, sit, be quiet, be calm, be complete, be content, be aware, be creative. It's like, fuck, if I'm any more being, I don't know. I just can't do it anymore. At some point, I'm just sitting here going, I can't do this anymore, and all of this is part of my evolutionary journey, and you know what? I'm so fucking pissed off with being. It's like, you know what? Don't tell me to be anymore. And you know, I said it to someone this morning, if one more person tells me that where I am is perfect for where I'm meant to be, I am going to throw a peach so hard through the computer, it is going to go all the way through and it's going to smack them in the head wherever they are in the world. It's just, oh my God. I want to find someone. I want to meet someone. I want to actually tangibly either touch someone or have a conversation with someone or see someone that is in this space of being. And what I mean by in this space of being, someone that is as connected to their universal self as I am. Someone who actively channels, someone who actively feels, someone who bases every decision on how they feel, someone who is so connected to their universal self that they can easily hear the universal self of everybody, of the collective. And it doesn't matter who you're with, you know what to say, you know what to do, you know how to be with the other person to make it the easiest and best possible interaction. I want someone that is as aware as me. I also want to meet someone who is in that place of doing, who has done whatever it is they needed to do to be in the place to receive money. I don't care how many people tell me you don't need money. It's like, well, get fucked. You do. You so need money. Love is not going to put a solid roof over your head. Love is not going to give you a car all the time. Yes, love might give you a car on the odd occasion, or someone might give you a car, but then what happens when that car breaks down? Are you going to go to the mechanic and love him and say, excuse me, if I love you, will you fix my car? Or do you think it'd be easier to go to the mechanic and say, hey, here's my credit card, why don't you fix my car for me? How much nicer is that experience than trying to figure out, oh, how much love does he need to fix my car? I mean, come on, it's a balance. It is a balance between receiving based on love and doing what you're willing to do to get what you want to get. And it's oh, fuck off. It is such a balance. It is a balance. You have to be willing to do what it takes. You have to be willing to do what it takes and stay in the place of beingness. And when we're in this place of beingness, we're saying, nope, so not willing to do that, so not willing to do that. That job, If I have that job, if I do that job means that I'm not being. I'm not being if I do that job. That job, yeah, it doesn't look like beingness to me. That's not what a spiritual person that bees is. That's not what spiritual people do. We don't go get jobs. Come on, that's what the unconscious people do. How many times have you said that? Getting a job, that's what the unconscious people do. That's what 95% of the people that are in a 3D world do. We don't do that. We don't do a job. Come on. I would rather go and sleep in a cardboard box. And I would rather trust that the universe is going to take care of it. I would rather trust that the universe is going to miraculously put someone in front of me that means that everything is going to be okay than get a job to make sure that I have a roof over my head. Well, guess what? Do you know how many people are being in the back of their car because they have that exact same belief? They have this exact same belief system that says, I am going to be, and having a job, that's not for me, so I'm not going to do that experience. Well, guess what? That's where I've been. I've been doing that for 7 years. I haven't had a job for, oh God, I think 6 years. And I have been doing, and I have been connecting, and I have been channeling, and I have been aligning, and I have been releasing. And I have people say to me, how on earth do you spend so much time releasing? It's like, well, because that's what I know. That's what I know I'm meant to be doing. It's what works for me. And I have people looking at me going, how, how can you be so connected and yet in such a bad place? And I was like, well, maybe because I'm hearing what I need to be doing and I'm going, no, I'm a spiritual person. Spiritual people don't do that. Come on. I'm over here. I'm oming myself into being. And therefore, you know what? I can be like Dorothy and I can tap my shoes and money is going to miraculously appear. That to me is where I've been sitting going, yeah, money's just, everything's a miracle. It's all going to flow. It's all going to come to me. It's easy. Well, guess what? I've been sitting on with that belief for such a long time and I'm sitting here going, where the fuck is my stuff? Where the fuck is my stuff? I have been in such an infinite potential place of creativity and I have been attached to the universe and I'm connected and I'm part of the collective and yes, I am being to the beingness of infiniteness that I can be. And where the fuck is my stuff? And you know what? Here's the thing. Esther is connected, absolutely. But Jerry is the one that drove the business. Jerry was the one that was already a multi-millionaire when they got together. He was the one that was doing whatever it took to get whatever he wanted to get. And he created this amazing business around Esther's connection. And it's been phenomenal. And what's the difference between Esther having a connection to Abraham and somebody else who channels? The fact that there was someone willing to do what it took to make it work. That's the difference. Whenever you look And put the two of them together and they're equally balanced. Jerry is in the place of doing and Esther is in the place of being. And it is beautiful. But for most of us, we don't have that equal balance. We're being one or the other. We're either in that doing place, but we're so spiritually disconnected. So spiritually disconnected. And then we're in the being place, yet we are so financially disconnected. And it's finding a balance between the two. Finding an equal balance between being and being part of the collective, being connected, and the doing whatever it takes to make it work. And if money is what's not working for you, then doing whatever it takes to get the money. And I said it to someone today, you want to bring people together as a collective. What if you went and got a job, which then allowed you to have a house, which then allowed you to have the space, which then allowed you to have people over, which then allowed you to bring everybody together in the environment that you want, and it could be perfect. But while we resist having a job, and we say no, 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 no to that experience because it goes against who we are as spiritual people, while we resist having that experience, well, guess what? You're resisting everything that could potentially come from that experience. How is that spiritually enlightened? It's not. We're not all here to be the Dalai Lama. There's only one Dalai Lama. There's only one man in one moment that is here to have that experience. Yours might look 99.9999999% the same, but there's still going to be 0.00001% that isn't the same. And yet it's that percent, that teeny tiny, 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 tiny little percent that could make the difference between you having money and not having money. Or you having everything like he has, or you having nothing like most people have. So it's kind of, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I cannot do another Christmas. I cannot do another year of this. I can't. I don't care how connected I am at the moment. I will disconnect myself before I do another year like this. I can't do it. I am so tired of not having enough money to do what I want to do. I am so tired of not having enough money to be able to walk into a shop and go, yes, I will have that organic conditioner, that organic shampoo, that organic soap, that organic toothpaste, that organic toothbrush, that organic apples, those organic, I don't know, organic chocolate, I'm so tired of not being able to walk into a store and go, yes, I want to spend $1,000 on food. Why? Because I can. Why? Because I love food. I love eating food. Am I overeating the simplistic diet that I have? Fuck yes, I'm so over it. And why do I do it? Because I don't have enough money to do anything else. I don't. How is this living? How is this? And I know I'm kind of harping on it, but fuck, at some point someone's got to get it. How is this being infinitely connected? How is this being spiritual? How is this being okay? How is this being broke experience mean that we're enlightened? Fucking doesn't. It doesn't. Anyone sitting there that is being and they're broke, sorry, you're not connected. No, let me rephrase that. You're not enlightened. You're not having a complete human experience. You're not, when I mean connected, and I was wondering why I said connected, you're not connected to your humanity. You're not connected to being human. You're not. If you're connected to being human and you're connected to your infinite, oh my God, could you imagine what that would be like? Could you imagine if you're actually connected to the doing aspect of being human? Because guess what? We're physical. physical beings, and there's a doing aspect to being. There is such a doing aspect to being. Could you imagine what life would be like? Could you imagine how different life would be if we accepted the fact that we're human, and being human, we are doing aspects of a being experience? Come on. Could you imagine what life would be like with that? I reckon that would be pretty cool. So that's pretty much it for my Christmas rant. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in that go fuck yourself place. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Thanks for listening.